Wen-je's 2020 note sparks controversy amid legal battle. MRT train malfunction causes brief delay in Taipei. Taipei 101 appoints new chairperson Chia Yeong-chieh. Bus crashes into crowd outside of middle school in China. South Korean president skips parliament ceremony. Brazil Supreme Court upholds decision to block X. Thousands of Turks protest controversial law to remove stray dogs. Railings on Titanic's iconic bow have broken off.
Hello, I'm Wei Li. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It is Wednesday, September 4th, and here are your top stories. And in local news, Taiwan's People Party chairman Wen-je, involved in the Living Mall case, was released without bail on the 2nd. A 2020 note he gave to a former deputy mayor, stating their conclusion, "The principle is simple. Civil servants don't go to jail," has come under scrutiny. Ke addressed the media briefly, promising a press conference for further clarification as the High Court reviews the prosecutor's appeal. Taipei MRT company reported that a train on the Bannan line experienced low air pressure in its equipment near Jiangzicui station at 8:16 a.m. on September 4th. About 1,200 passengers was transferred to the next train. Service returned to normal by 9:15 a.m. Taipei 101 held its shareholders meeting on September 3rd, resulting in a major reshuffle of its board. Jia Yong-chieh, representing Megabank, was elected as the new chairperson, succeeding Zhang Xuesun. Julie Chu remains the general manager. And in global news, local police said a bus crashed into a group of students and parents outside a school in eastern China on Tuesday, killing at least 11 people. 13 others were injured when the vehicle transporting students lost control at a T-junction just before 7:30 a.m. and veered into the crowd at the gates of a middle school in Tai'an, a city in the eastern province of Shandong. 6 parents and 5 students were killed, and one of the injured is in critical condition. The driver involved has been detained by the police, and the cause of the accident is currently under investigation.
The remaining students are continuing with scheduled classes and training, and the bus belongs to an external company. The crash was a major topic of discussion on Weibo, where it garnered 190 million views. China has a history of issues with school safety, including overloaded school buses. In 2017, 11 Chinese and South Korean kindergartners and their driver were killed in the city of Weihai, also in Shandong province, when their bus crashed in a tunnel and burst into flames. In 2014, 27 students were killed in 3 separate crashes in Hunan province, Shandong, and the island province of Hainan.
President Yoon Suk-yeol boycotted the formal opening of South Korea's parliament on Monday as his squabbles with the opposition deepened over allegations of wrongdoing by the top official and his wife. It is a tradition for presidents to deliver a speech at the opening ceremony for National Assembly sessions, and Yoon is the first to skip the event since the country's transition from a military dictatorship to democracy in the late 1980s. Yoon faces declining approval ratings as concerns grow over his government's ability to address a worsening job market, soaring household debts, and a prolonged strike by thousands of doctors that is straining medical services.
Yoon, a conservative who narrowly won the election in 2022, has struggled to navigate a parliament controlled by liberals who have stymied his agenda and called for investigations into allegations of corruption and abuse of power involving his wife and government officials. Asked about his decision to skip the legislature's opening ceremony, Yoon's office said lawmakers must first normalize the National Assembly, which overissues demands for special prosecutor investigations and impeachments, before inviting Yoon. A senior presidential official, who spoke on condition of anonymity during a background briefing, said it was difficult for Yoon to attend when lawmakers were expected to greet him with verbal abuse and picketing demonstrations.
A Brazilian Supreme Court panel on Monday unanimously upheld the decision to block billionaire Elon Musk's social media platform X nationwide. The broader support among justices undermines efforts by Musk and his supporters to portray Justice Alexandra de Moraes as an authoritarian intent on censoring political speech in Brazil. The panel, which voted in a virtual session, comprised 5 of the court's 11 justices who ordered the platform blocked for refusing to name a local legal representative, as required by law. X will remain suspended until it complies with the order and pays outstanding fines that, as of last week, exceeded $3 million.
The platform has clashed with Demorais over its reluctance to block users and has alleged that Demorais wants an in-country legal representative so that Brazilian authorities can exert leverage over the company by having someone to arrest. Demorais also set a daily fine of $8,900 for people or companies using virtual private networks, or VPNs, to access X. Some legal experts, including Brazil's Bar Association, questioned the grounds for that decision and how it would be enforced. The Bar Association stated it would request the Supreme Court to review that provision. However, the majority of the panel upheld the VPN fine, with one justice opposing it unless users are shown to be using X to commit crimes.
Thousands of demonstrators gathered in Istanbul on Sunday to protest recent legislation that critics say is leading to the killing of stray dogs across Turkey. Last month, legislators approved a new law aimed at removing millions of stray dogs from Turkish streets, citing safety concerns. Animal lovers fear it will lead to widespread culling or dogs ending up in disease-ridden and overcrowded shelters. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said the law was necessary to address the country's stray dog problem. Sunday's protesters called for the law to be repealed, brandishing posters that read, "Shelters are death camps," and "Withdraw the bloody law."
The government estimates that around 4 million stray dogs roam Turkey's streets and rural areas. Although most are harmless, several people, including children, have been attacked. A report by the Safe Streets and Defense of the Right to Life Association, an organization advocating for the removal of all stray dogs, states that 65 people have died in street dog attacks since 2022. The new legislation requires municipalities to collect stray dogs, house them in shelters, and ensure they are vaccinated, neutered, and spayed before adoption. Dogs that are in pain, terminally ill, or pose a health risk will be euthanized. However, many question where cash-strapped municipalities will find the funds to build the additional shelters required.
Immortalized by Jack and Rose in the famous movie scene, a significant part of the railing on the Titanic's bow has fallen off the iconic ship. The expedition team discovered this significant change in July and found that the fallen section was lying on the seafloor directly below. They added that over the coming weeks and months, the team would conduct a more thorough review of the ship's condition and changes over time. The Titanic sank on April 15, 1912, after hitting an iceberg in the North Atlantic Ocean on its maiden voyage from Southampton to New York. The incident resulted in the death of more than 1,500 people.
RMS Titanic Inc., the company with salvage rights to the Titanic, said in a statement released alongside the pictures, "We are saddened by this loss, and collapse is inevitable." The wreck site was discovered in September 1985, more than 12,000 feet below sea level. It lies in 2 parts, with the bow and the stern separated by about 2,600 feet. The bow was featured in the 1997 movie of the same name, where Jack had his "King of the World" moment and held Rose over the front of the ship. In slightly more positive news, a 2-foot-tall bronze statuette of the Roman goddess Diana, which served as the centerpiece atop the fireplace mantel in the first-class lounge, has been rediscovered. It has been resting upright on the ocean floor for 112 years.
The answer for yesterday was C, remorseful. After the police investigation, the suspect showed no signs of being remorseful as he refused to admit any wrongdoing. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into the news of railing on Titanic's iconic bow has broken off. Number 1, widespread, 广泛的. The news of the policy change caused widespread concerns among the public. Number 2, brandish, 挥舞. The protester was arrested for brandishing a knife during the demonstration. Number 3, advocate, 提倡. She has always advocated for equal rights and opportunities for all. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune into Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Wei Li, your host. I'll see you next time.